and welcome back to my channel. My name is Miriam and today I am going to be showing you something that I ordered from Amazon. So a couple of weeks ago I did a in-depth review of my sewing machine, which is a Juki TL 2010Q, and it's a really great semi-industrial straight stitch only sewing machine that I use for all of my quilting projects. So as I do sometimes, I was just kind of scrolling through Amazon looking at new sewing and quilting related items just because I like to look to see what kind of new gadgets and stuff companies have come up with. I was pleasantly surprised when I saw this item. I was very excited because it is specifically for my sewing machine. And I know my sewing machine has gained a lot of popularity in the quilting community. And I know a lot of quilters have gotten that machine, so I was very, very excited when I saw this item. So what I got was, what's in this box? So this is a extension table that is meant for the Juki TL series machines. So this will fit any of the TL series machines. I will look up the numbers and then put them over here so you know which machines this table will work for. So, but I'm gonna go ahead. I have waited to open this. I got it in a few days ago and I've waited to open it because I wanted to open it and record so you guys could see my initial reaction to it, I guess. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and try not to slice myself or the table too much. All right, up we go. It's a huge box. So it's an acrylic table and it measures 24 inches by 36 inches. This is a huge extension table. And what it's meant for is specifically for free motion quilting. So if you want to do free motion quilting with your Juki TL series, I want to hit my camera here. It's a giant pizza box here, you guys, with this table in it. So when I open up, let's point the camera down a little bit so you can see if it'll let me point it down. There we go. All right, here is the inside of the box. So it comes with a little assembly sheet that shows you how to add the little legs. Now, I will tell you, when I was looking at this on Amazon, so the reviews are either this table is great, or some people really complained about the quality of the feet. So I guess they didn't like the quality of the feet for some reason. All the little legs and feet, they're adjustable, so you can adjust the height, which is really nice. They don't feel like bad quality. They are plastic, I think, but they don't look like they're junky quality. And what's really great is this is actually made, as far as I know, this is made by Juki, because it's got the Juki, let me turn this around so you can see. It's got the Juki name on it. And yeah, this is just a really big piece of acrylic plastic. This is a little awkward. Let me move this back up here. It's a little awkward dealing with such a large piece of plastic, but here it is. It's huge. It's beautiful. And the sewing machine fits right in a gap that's right here. So what I am going to do is I'm going to first add the legs to it and go ahead and get those adjusted to the proper height. And then I'm going to show you when I get this set up, because the cool part about this is you can use it for free motion quilting, but your sewing machine is actually set in front of you, so it's facing you. Instead of being kind of this way, it's facing this way, which is really cool, really exciting for free motion quilting, because it's kind of, it'll be similar to one of those smaller mid-sized long arm machines where you sit down at it. But this is just a regular Juki. So we are going to get this all set up and I'll see you in a few minutes. So what I'm doing here is I am having part of the table kind of off the edge of my big sewing table. The feet come and there's two parts to it. There's a little plastic screw, which I guess that's what people were complaining about. It's plastic and not metal, but hopefully if it holds it all together, it's gonna be fine. So I have the table flipped over, so this is the back side of the table. And just what I have to do is I take out the screw from this part and I line up the hole with one of the holes on the acrylic, and then I line up our screw and then I just screw it in. I am a little surprised that this did not come with a little screwdriver. I'm gonna have to grab a screwdriver to tighten these. I'm just gonna go ahead and get these all placed and then I can tighten them after. Oh, it's easier if you hold your finger on the screw and then just twist this. Oh, that tightens it perfectly. So just hold your finger on the screw and then twist the little foot and then it tightens perfectly. And then the on the top side of the acrylic, it's actually there's a little divot in it, so the screw sits flush with the acrylic table, so your fabric's not going to get hooked up on those screws or anything. So that's really nice. Ooh, I will also tell you what I've noticed. The screws, the plastic, the dye is coming off. So be aware of that. Don't touch your clothes, because I don't know if that's going to be easy to come out of clothes. I did also notice that there's I got a little blue fingerprint. Oh, it wipes right off of the acrylic. Okay, good. So just be aware of that. So don't wear clothing that you really like while you're installing the little legs. This is really cool. I'm so excited to use this. If you're interested in this table, I am going to have it linked in the description box below, so you can go ahead and get one if you would like. Check out the reviews, see if you want to get it. I will also link my review of my Juki machine if you're interested in that. So I will link that, so there'll be a link of it in the top corner of this video right about now. And there'll be a link down in the description box below too. Okay, all of the feet are on. I'm actually gonna go wash my hands really quick because I've got blue dye all over my fingers. I'll be right back. All right, I got my fingers washed off. I got all the dye off. Speaking of dye, if you notice, I don't have purple hair anymore. I'm back to a red. I'm a natural redhead, so it was time to come back, you know, to my roots. Though this is not my natural color. This is a little bit more vibrant, but yeah, anyways. So I've got the table set up here. I got it flipped over. This looks pretty high. I think I'm probably gonna have to lower the legs, but I want to go ahead and get my machine set up in it so we can kind of see how it goes. So first, I've got my machine under my little cover here. And all right, so what we're going to do is I am going to get up off of my chair. I've got a big table, but do you see how huge this extension table is? This is ridiculous. But it's awesome. I am so excited. So, okay, I'm gonna have to unplug stuff for a minute. Set it in my chair very carefully. Okay, now I'm going to turn the table. So the table is going to face me there's a little ruler printed on here up to 26 inches, and that's going to face me. Wow, this is really cool, you guys. All right. And then I'm just gonna take my sewing machine, and she just fits right in there. Wow, that fits perfect. All right, I definitely need to lower the feet quite a bit, at least an inch, because stuff is not quite right here. So I am going to work on that and do a little time lapse so you don't have to just watch me stand here trying to tighten these. Just tested my machine in it and it was still too high. And also, these are extremely hard to screw in or out. I instantaneously, I don't know if you can see, but I got a big blister on my finger. Oh, it's gonna hurt later. So what I'm going to try now is I got all of these screwed down about halfway, and it was still about that much too high. So what I am going to do is I'm actually just going to remove all of the extender screws that are on each foot. So I'm just going to work on taking these off. So I just screwed them all in about 3/4 of an inch. But now I'm going to unscrew all of them. And then that should be the appropriate, whoops. That should be the appropriate height for my machine. It might be different for the other Juki TL series machines, but for mine, I'm definitely gonna have to take all of these out. So I'm gonna work on that now. I was just talking for about 5 minutes and realized I hadn't pressed record. So I got all of the screws taken off of the feet. The reviews that we see on Amazon saying that the feet were junk or they didn't like them, totally valid at this point. This was extremely hard to remove from these feet. It doesn't really make sense why they had these extender feet, because it wouldn't work with my machine anyways. I don't really know. Maybe the other TL machines are taller. I don't even know if this machine, I don't know if the feet are adjustable. I've never fooled around with that before. So maybe that's possible, but it was easiest for me to just remove all of these, I guess. Easiest. I have blisters on my 2 pointer fingers now that are gonna smart tomorrow, but I got that taken care of. I will say it is about 1/4 of an inch. The table is 1/4 of an inch shorter than the bed of my machine, but that's really not that big of a deal. And what I'll probably do is I'll buy some of those little felt feet that you can put on the bottom of like furniture and stuff. I will put one on the bottom of each one of these feet to make it the right height, because I think those are about 1/4 of an inch. So that won't be a big deal. I won't even be able to see them, and that'll actually make it a little easier for me to glide this around on my table, because there'll be a little soft little felt foot on there. So with that being said, this is what it looks like when it's all set up. So as you can see, the sewing machine is actually facing me. So I'm going to be able to free motion quilt like this. So I'm super excited about this. This is going to be, I think this is going to be a game changer for my quilting. I've done quite a bit of free motion quilting on other quilts, but this is, I'm going to have even more flexibility to do it with my machine. I didn't have to buy a brand new machine to be able to do some more kind of intense free motion quilting. This table cost me $185 shipped to my front door. And it's just really, really cool. I'm super excited about it, if you couldn't tell. Basically, you're gonna sit down at the sewing machine, or you could stand. This would be a really good option if you want to stand and quilt. Yeah, so you could use this while sitting or standing. I really like that option because sometimes I do like to stand and sew and stand and work. Because my work is quite sedentary. I am a freelance writer with my regular work, so I'm sitting a lot, so standing is great. I'm going to be able to do all kinds of pretty, beautiful swirls and feathering and all kinds of really cool free motion quilting designs I'm very excited about. So I'm going to try to do an entire series on different free motion quilting designs that you can do with a machine like this, or even with your domestic, you know, regular sewing machine. You don't have to have one of these semi-industrial machines. You don't have to have a big fancy quilting machine to do beautiful quilting on your quilts. And I am so passionate about that because I know a lot of quilters like to send out their quilt tops to long arm quilters, which that is awesome. Those long arm quilters do amazing work. It's beautiful. But I feel like some quilters kind of miss out on that experience of being able to actually quilt your quilt. If you're not interested in that, then send it out to a long arm, and that's great. That's fine. You can totally do that. I'm not saying not to do that, but I'm just saying I really enjoy the process of actually quilting. It's a very creative process. You kind of get to make up what you're doing. Each quilt looks different, so you can do different quilting motifs on different quilts. Or if you do the exact same quilting motif on two different quilts, it looks completely different because the quilts look completely different. So I just really love the actual quilting process. It's very fun, and this is going to make it even funner. Super excited. So I will be doing a whole series on free motion quilting, so if that's something you would be interested in, even if you don't want to use this machine or you don't want to get this fancy table, consider subscribing and clicking the notification bell so you get notified when I am going to be releasing those tutorials, because those are going to be, I think those are going to be really fun. It's sometimes it's a little difficult to find tutorials on how to do free motion quilting, and a lot of them they just kind of do like some basic designs, or they don't really show you how to free motion quilt on a specific type of quilt block. They just kind of use like a blue background or a green background, and that's it. And I kind of want to venture into the realm of how do you actually quilt, you know, an 8-point star quilt block, or how do you quilt an hourglass quilt block, things like that. So if you'd be interested in that, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I would really love to teach you how to do it. And just thank you for watching me put this table together. Blood, sweat, and tears went into this. Blisters. It's crazy. But now it's here. I've got it. I'm really excited. Again, if you're interested in the table, it'll be linked in the description box below. And just thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye. My neck fits right through. Sorry, easily distracted.